person here, and we're going to go through the Pawanmutasana part 3. So I have up the digestive abdominal group as well as the anti-rheumatic group, and this is the third part of those series. It's called the Shakti Bandha-Asanas, or the energy block postures. And this group of asanas is concerned with improving the energy flow within the body and breaking down neuromuscular knots. They also eliminate energy blockages in the spine, activate the lungs and the heart, and improve endocrine function. This series is useful for those with reduced vitality and a stiff back, and is especially useful for menstrual problems and toning the pelvic organs and muscles. It can be practiced after pregnancy for retoning flaccid muscles. The Shakti Bandha series may be started straight away if good health and fitness prevail. However, if there are any serious ailments, a therapist should be consulted. Also, take care to observe anything that's going on in the body and give yourself pause for individual practices if you notice anything off. All right, so thinking about energy blockage, this is a really good one. For those of you that have had me before, you'll notice some familiarity, I guess, with some of the postures. So we're going to begin in Dandasana, or staff pose, which a lot of these begin in anyways. So coming onto your mat space, as you come onto your mat space, allowing yourself, if you need to, you can sit on a slight pillow, but we're really thinking about, once again, that idea of using our own body as our own props, right? So this one is called pulling the rope. And remember, the yogic fist is the thumb inside the 4 fingers. So bringing yourself to those fists. Flex your feet, activate your legs, tall body, shoulders back and down. Inhale, arm rises up, doesn't matter where you start. Exhale, give yourself that sacred tension as you pull down. Inhale, arm rises up. Exhale, sacred tension down. Ujjayi breathing. Inhale, rising the arm. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise the arm 2. Exhale, lower. Keep a constant drishti point in front of you, never straying from that point, and just keep going. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, left arm. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, right arm. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, left arm. And continue. The slower you go, the more you feel. Prana flows where the energy goes. So when I do this one, lots of times it ends up really in the hips. So allow yourself to breathe through the hips, activate your leg muscles, arm muscles, core muscles. Remember, we're getting out all of those neuromuscular knots in the body. So full body perspective. Allowing yourself just to keep going with the movement. If you find yourself rushing, slow it down. One more each side. Inhale, right side rises. Exhale, falls. Inhale, left side rises. Exhale, fall. Shoulders back and down. Hands, palms down on the thighs or knees for just a moment. Notice any slight shaking that you may feel, and instead of Shavasana, come to a cross-legged seat. Inhale, arms rise up and overhead, and then turn to your left. You can either stay long, slow, deep breathing, or begin breath of fire. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, twist to the right. So here you can either stay long, slow, deep breathing, or now pump breath of fire. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, allowing yourself to draw arms down by your sides. All right, so there's really no reason to go any more than mats width apart. If you need to go bigger, then you can go bigger. But here, allowing yourself feet mats width apart, activated flexed feet, and then arms draw out. As your arms draw out, right hand reaches towards your left toes. Exhale, inhale, come center. Exhale, draw left hand to right. Inhale, center. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, wide heart. Exhale, fold. Out your sides, and then once again allow yourself to come to your comfortable seat. Remember, Sukhasana easy pose. What's simple is not always easy until you get really used to holding your comfortable seat. Oftentimes it can be fairly uncomfortable, so just allow yourself to be gentle with yourself and twist with either long, slow, deep breathing or breath of fire. Inhale, arms rise up and overhead. Exhale to your left, and then begin. Inhale, next draw through center. Exhale, twist to your right, and then long, slow, deep breathing or breath of fire. draw yourself to center, and then back to mats width apart, wide angle. Really no reason to go any bigger. So allowing yourself here, Agni Mudra. So if you haven't heard me say that before, interlace the last 3 fingers, cross the thumbs, index fingers point up. This one, it does oscillate in an opposite direction each time. So you'll go to the right ones, and then you'll go to the left one. So arms out straight from the shoulders, strong, strong, strong. Come forward, start your first direction, circle. Pause, center, start your second direction, circle. Pause, draw your first direction, circle, and pause. And then just keep going, side to side. So even if you feel those small things, right, neuromuscular knots, you might start to feel things you haven't felt in a while. So this is more of a haka perspective, right, rather than a vinyasa. But remember, vinyasa is a breath with movement. Inhale back, exhale forward. Inhale back, exhale forward. So besides awareness, one thing that yoga does is it asks us to feel. So notice your resistance around starting to feel something. Notice how sometimes, even though the body could keep going, the mind wants to give up. So allow yourself trying to get freer and freer with every movement. Always remembering that nothing lasts forever. Good time to spring, right? Spring breakup. Feeling all those things in the body. Talk to your arms if they're getting tired. You can keep going. Remember, you can do this. You can do this. One more to each side. Inhale, arms come up, exhale, reach for your toes. Try to keep that long back, the perspective here, right, where there's a back bend in every single forward fold. You don't need to go deep. Sometimes we get into how it looks. It's not always about how it looks. It's about how it feels. So if you just dip your head down, you're putting a lot of stress on your cervical spine as well as your sacrum. So just look forward, allow the chin to be parallel to the floor, and then find a couple of breaths. See if you can melt into that lower back bend and heart leaning forward toward the toes. Inhale, rise. Come to your cross-legged seat for our gentle twist. And remember, you can either pump about 30 rounds of breath of fire or about 2 to 3 breaths of long, slow, deep breathing. Inhale, arms rise up and overhead. Exhale, twist to the left and begin. Inhale through center, exhale, twist to the right. Long, slow, deep breathing, or begin pump, breath of fire. Inhale, draw center, exhale, arms come down. So now we're going, I do this one kind of a lot, right? Or I have in the past at least rowing, and it's also once again getting ourselves ready to be on the river, as well as maybe reminiscent, bringing ourselves back there. But anyway, so if you do like to visualize and pretend that you have a favorite river, maybe the Colorado, down in the Grand Canyon, one of my favorites, and just with all the mule rides I did down there. Once again, we're coming to our yogic fists, and we're gonna round forward and backward with this one. So anything thinking about as we go forward, right? Notice how much you future project, how eager you are. And then also, as we start to go back, are you resistant? Are you stuck in the past, right? As we get stuck in the past, we can bring ourselves down to depression. As we get anxious forward into the future, exactly that, I already said it, we can become a little bit too anxious. So stay in the present. Yogic fists and thumbs inside the four fingers. We're gonna allow ourselves to start with our backwards journey. So fists at your hips. Exhale, row forward. Inhale, draw it up. You can go a little bit past center. Inhale, exhale. Just start to find your breath. So some people always need to use recipes, right? Because they don't trust themselves to actually get it right. So we're always thinking about, how do I get it right? Instead, feel your way in. That's why we have our senses. If it feels a little bit off, then stop for a moment, take an inhale, and then practice repeat. Just start again. Yoga always allows you to start over, start again, especially if you're doing this virtually, right? There's no pressure. We can't see each other, right? You just allow yourself to be exactly where you're at in this moment. For me, I've done these so much that I do one circle as an inhale and one circle as an exhale. So I've trained myself with the 26 and 2 series to at least have a 6-second inhale and exhale. If it feels too fast for you, slow it down. If it feels too slow, see if you can speed it up. A few more rounds, rowing back. Take your fold for just a moment. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now making those yogic fists again, drawing yourself back to Dandasana. Fists start at your hips. Inhale, breath, start your row forward. Maybe exhale, start to draw it back. You can go a little bit past center, right? Getting a little bit more into your core. The more you sit back, but at the same time, you don't want to slide yourself out of position. So that's once again the eager warrior, right? Trying to get into a bigger shape or a more just desired shape, I guess. Thinking about how it looks rather than how it feels. Let it naturally come to you, right? How far you start to sit back. And once again, don't slide yourself out of position. Just allow yourself to stay strong, stay stable. Think about this maybe even as a moving tree pose, right? Tree pose, we stay strong, we stay stable, we stay in one place. So just keep undulating, oscillating the arms forward. Inhale to your exhale. And another point of imperfection, right, is sometimes here the movement gets faster than the breath or vice versa, and that is okay. So keep on keeping on, just keep going. Keep rowing yourself down the river, forward, excited about things to come, not anxious about how everything is going to turn out. Relax, release. Before we come to our standing postures, we'll take an intermittent Shavasana, periodic rest. So drawing your glutes to middle mat space, rolling down the back body, making any adjustments you need to. Legs are long, heels in, toes are out. You can feel free to close your eyes or keep them open, soft, and slow blinking. All right, that's about all we need. So drawing your knees in to your chest and not falling to the side, but just a gentle rock from right to left, kidney to kidney. And then cross your ankles, grab behind your knees if that's more supportive for you. And rock and roll, rock and roll, rock and roll, rock and roll, rocking your way up to seated. So disclaimer on the next one, you don't have to do the mantra ha if you don't want to, okay? You can just stay in your horse stance, not a big deal, but sometimes we can allow ourselves to get deeper into mantra. This one is just to really pulse out the core, basically. But like I said, you can just do the movement or allow yourself to stay in horse stance. So as a lot of you know, with my injury, my base poses are like half of what they used to be. So coming into your horse stance and knees are bent, toes are out, heels are in, and knees are respectively over your ankles. I'm gonna move a little bit more forward. Hopefully you can still see me standing. So start to move down and let's warm up the spine a little bit. Thumbs in and forefingers on the outside. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, center, exhale, look over your right shoulder. Inhale, center, exhale, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, center, look over your right. So I don't know if you were around in the studio when Monica Mesa was here, but she brought this one back in, and it is also something we do in Shiva Ray workshops as well. So it's inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So you can stay with the arm movement or ha, 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 ha. So that is very energizing. It's all around the Manipura chakra, getting that power center back, coming correct. So we'll just go for a few rounds to each one. Once again, you can just hold horse stance and do the arm movement, or you can really add that ha sound, drawing the navel center in, getting that stomach into quick shape. Inhale, arms up. Ha! 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 And release. That was 10 of each. And heel toe your feet in. Standing Shavasana. Allow yourself to have knees slightly bent. Bring yourself into natural, long, slow, deep breathing. If you need to, pulse from foot to foot, side to side. And notice your creation of tapas or natural heat. Also, how's your throat feeling? Breath, all of that. All right, so maybe you need to take a couple more seconds there. And for the last 2-3 exercises, I'm going to need some modifications. You can follow along with me, or you can allow yourself to just do it. So Malasana, you can allow yourself to do a couple of the inhale to exhale as we do in the studio. If you're like me and rehab dealing with injury, then allow yourself to come seated on a block. So this is called Namaskarasana. You can just be seated without any prop in your Malasana, garland pose. Or you can be seated on a cushion block bolster. All right, so going for a few mini rounds here. As you exhale, inner knees push elbows. Inhale, and draw it back up, thumbs touch heart center. Exhale, and draw it out nice and straight. Inhale, draw it back up, heart center. Exhale, push it out. Inhale, draw it back. Exhale, push it out. Keep going with your Ujjayi breath. And exhale. If you can, stay in Malasana and allow your arms to go straight out. Agni Mudra, again, interlace last 3 fingers, cross the thumbs, index fingers point forward, straight out of the heart. If you've had me before, any heart issue, any heartbreak, any even high blood pressure, all those type of things, we have a directive energy to clear what we need to around the heart. So you can stay long, slow, deep breathing, but on your exhales, I'd really like you to pull the core up and in if you stay there, or pump the Strika, breath of fire. Inhale, draw your arm up. Exhale, ha! Inhale, ha! 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 That is known as directed chopping wood. All right, so you can always do that one with or without the sound if you come to this video again. All right, so coming off of your block or out of Malasana into your comfortable seat. As you come into your comfortable seat, tall spine, inhale, arms rise up and overhead. Exhale, twist to the left. Find your long, slow, deep breathing or pump breath of fire. Inhale, draw through center. Exhale, twist to the right and long, slow, deep breathing or breath of fire. And exhale, let it go. So I haven't done this one in a while. It's one of my old favorites. And if I can't demonstrate it fully and completely, please have a little bit of compassion for me, but knowing that you're trying to drop your butt down all the way into Malasana. So you're coming to standing at the front of your mat space, and your feet are about mat's width apart or so. If you are like, oh, she's doing a video with her body cut off, just I have the mirror right in front of me, whatever, it's not a big deal. You can still hear my voice, hopefully. So from here, you come down, fingers underneath the arcs of the feet, thumbs on top. This is your inhale, your exhale, you sit down and squat. Inhale, you lift up, exhale. If you're mad at something, if you need to get some anger out, then you're gonna start doing this as quickly as possible to move out that tapas or interactive heat. If you're in a period of doing this for the first time, feeling out of coordination of the body, continue nice and slow. Try to let the head go as you lift the tailbone, lower the head, and then look forward as you sit. So thinking about a few more rounds. Inhale, straighter legs, rise the butt. Exhale, lower the butt, look forward. Inhale, exhale. And a couple more rounds. Inhale to exhale. If you're moving fast, slow it down. Hands plant on the floor. Step your way back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, pull forward to plank. Exhale, lower through. Inhale, rise. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop your knees. And then legs come to the side. So from here, there's this thing at the end called crow walking. You're more than welcome to look it up, but you basically drop your knee to the floor as you would walk around the whole room. Something I cannot even demonstrate right now. So we're going to modify that with a twist. So hands come back behind you, feet are wide, and begin to undulate the knees from side to side. After this one, we're going to start moving really towards our Shavasana. So I'll do this one towards the front of the camera. And so we're going to land our legs, let's just say, to the left. So as we land to the left sole of the left foot, top of the right thigh, and we've already been doing this, we're going to stay at long, slow, deep breathing unless you really feel like you need that last pump of breath of fire. So allow yourself about 3 breaths to the left twist. And on your inhale, come through center, exhale to the right, left hand to the outer right knee, twist around, find your breath. And we'll end this three-part Pawanmuktasana series with the Pawanmuktasana asana. So if you don't know the English of that, sometimes people find it a funny joke, right? Wind removing asana. I'm sure we've all farted in yoga at some point. So lying down onto our back body. As we lie down onto our back body, stretch yourself long. So thinking about taking all the kinks out of the body just for a moment. Grounding, grounding, grounding what hits the floor, and then allowing your right knee to come into the right shoulder. Feel free to roll through your ankles, but do the best you can just to keep grounded fully left side. Inhale to exhale, long, slow, deep breathing. And release your right side down. As you release your right side down, left knee draws its way in. As the left knee draws its way in, finding your long, slow, deep breathing. Alright, if you much prefer happy baby pose, please don't let me stop you. Or a third part of Pawanmuktasana, both knees in, shins, ankles, feet, side by side. No crossing of the ankles, or you can modify into your happy baby pose, the last pose. On your next exhale, release. So one foot after the other, full Shavasana. Heels in, toes out, arms by your side. If you're in a cold room, feel free to cover up. If not, finding your way to that serene serenity pose. And maybe you control the last couple of breaths, reminding ourselves always our list of what we can control is much shorter than what we can. Deepening maybe one or two last breaths and then letting it go, letting it go, letting it go. Natural breath, Shavasana. to come back to your breath. Inhale. Moving through your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Inhale, arms rise up and overhead as your arms rise up and overhead. Nice full body stretch. And knees into your heart space center. Pull them close. One last bear hug here. And you can gently tick-tock from side to side, side to side. And if you'd like to roll to a side to move up to comfortable seated, great. If not at this time, begin to once again rock forward and back, forward and back. A little bit of energy, more energy for your day. And as you're ready, rock your way up all the way to your comfortable seat. As you come to Sukhasana, allowing yourself to find this place. Hands, palms down on your thighs, on your knees, taller spine, but relaxed. Make sure the head isn't protruding forward. Really draw the spine long, tuck your chin towards the base of the skull. Exhale. As we inhale, arms drop in overhead, fingertips, palms touch. Exhale, thumbs to heart. Inhale, final breath in. Exhale, bowing forward and down. Namaste. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. All right, bye friends.